Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review we are looking at the Mezco MKX QUAN Chi figure, which is part of the last bunch of the figures. Other than the variants, we're not getting anything else from the line other than things they've already announced, like the giant figures. But this is it for the 6-inch figure line, so if you like these guys, these are the reviews you want to see because there's none coming after this. So he's a pretty cool figure. They did a decent job. You can see there's a lot of paintwork on this guy. All of the straps are painted, all the metal is dry brushed. The detail work on his arms is all particularly clean, so that's pretty good. You can see right there. All the little details are good. Same thing on this side. Looks really nice. Face paint also looks very nice. Eyes are slightly googly, but not too bad. Not too noticeable in person. Very nice looking figure overall. He does come with some accessories, so let's take a look at those. But first, he stands roughly 16 centimeters tall to the top of his head, which makes him roughly about 6¼ inches. As for the accessories, we have quite a few actually. We have this sword, which is really nicely done. You can see there's texturing throughout all of the metal, so that's really cool. The handle also has nice sculpt work and paintwork, so that's pretty nifty. We get these green crossed bones, which I'm not particularly sure what they are for other than going on his back. I don't know at all because I didn't play the game, but they're in a really nice translucent green plastic, and those can peg into his back just like this. They look pretty nice on him. It's a nice contrast to have that green up against the grays and the reds that he has. And then we also have a translucent green skull, which I'm guessing is something, I think he throws these or like shoots them like a fireball. I'm not entirely sure, but it's nicely done, so that's cool. And then we get some alternate hands. So the hands on him are just the standard relaxed hands, which you'll see as we're going through the review. But he comes with some fist hands because you need those if you're going to punch people. And then it comes with the gripping hands for the sword. So you can pose him with that. And then if you want to, he can hold the skull in these hands, though I'm not sure, like I said, if he's supposed to be completely honest. But that's it. Pretty cool accessories with the sword and the green parts. I really like that. As far as the articulation goes, in some places he's pretty good. In some places he's pretty limited. I do want to point out, though, his proportions seem a little bit off to me. Does anybody else think that he looks a little bit gangly in the arms? Maybe he looked like that in this game, but normally he just looks like a normal human. And his arms here, and it might just be an optical illusion, but I'm pretty sure they are really long from the elbow joint down. They seem just a little bit too long. Anyway, as far as the articulation goes, he's pretty well done. I think they did a decent job. The head can look, if I can get my hand in there, with all this armor around I have a little trouble. The head can look up and down a little bit, not a whole lot. It can lean side to side, so you can get him in some style poses. And we have the full swivel. For the shoulders, the hinge lets the arm go up horizontally. It stops right there, though. I think that's probably enough. Really nice sculpt work though. And you can rotate the arm around, but this shoulder pad is a hard piece of plastic, so that will limit where you can put the arm. For the elbow, you get about 90 degrees, a little bit more, so that's pretty good. And you get your bicep swivel there also. For the wrist, we have the peg and the hinge. And then for the abdomen and torso, all you get is a ball peg at the waist, which is really limiting. It just has a little bit of an ab crunch and pretty much is just for the swivel. The ab crunch is enough, though. It's not great, but it's not too bad. And while his skirt is technically a soft piece of plastic, the hip articulation is really only good for doing that, which is where the skirt goes. Otherwise, the skirt completely limits everything, but you can see the articulation in there. It's a ball peg with a thigh swivel, so hopefully that's enough for you to get him in the poses you want. Otherwise, the skirt is going to be pretty limiting. For the knees, it's just like the elbow. We have the hinge with the rotation. We don't quite get 90 degrees though, and the knee pads stay in place, which looks kind of bad. For the ankle, it's just a single ball peg. He has pretty decent range though for having just a single ball peg. It's not great for the ankle rocker, but it's not too bad. It'll probably be useful enough considering the fact that you can't really pose his legs. So while this guy looks pretty good and he has some really nice sculpt work in that armor and the nice paint work, he's just not one of the better figures of the bunch as far as I'm concerned. He's got too many limitations in the articulation for the hips, and the knees look kind of weird, and the arms look a little bit too long. So He's not bad by any means, so if you are into the line, pick him up and you'll be happy with him. Just be aware of those issues, because they do exist. But he's pretty cool nonetheless, and I'm happy enough to have him, even though I'm not particularly fond of the character. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you check out Big Bad Toy Store, because all of these are in stock, and the variants will be in stock very soon, so if you want to get them, that's the place to go. And make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can see my upcoming figure reviews, custom figures, and other good stuff. In the meantime, keep collecting.